Hi, art historians. As mentioned, we are now in Module 2, but Unit 2. So this is Pacific Island Cultures 1, 2.04, Melanesia, and Micronesia. So these two groups of islands are now combined together for this one unit. So we have 7 core works and 5 supplemental works. And these artworks are going to range in date from around 700 CE to the 19th century. So let's first talk about what islands are part of Melanesia, and then we'll talk about which ones are part of Micronesia. So Melanesia, meaning Black Islands, includes Papua New Guinea. We have the Solomon Islands, Vanuatu, the Fiji, New Caledonia, Bougainville, West Papua, the Torres Strait Islands, the Santa Cruz Islands, Banks, and the Torres Islands. And then in Micronesia, or Small Islands, we have Palau, Mariana Islands, Guam, the Marshall Islands, Wake Island, the Caroline Islands, Palau, and, forgive my pronunciation, Kapingamarangi. So in the works that we're going to study between these two groups of islands, we've got some architectural sites as well as many smaller scale works. So our architectural site comes from Micronesia, which is Nan Madol, and then we have smaller works from Melanesia, like the Book Mask, the Bee Poles, the Malagan Mask, the Fijian Ivory Breastplate, and then from Micronesia, we have the Nuku'uro wooden sculpture, as well as the navigation charts. Our supplemental works include those terracotta fragments, our ambum stone, the slit gong, the Kiribati armor, and the painted mask from the Caroline Islands. So let's talk a little bit about what is happening in both of these areas of the world before I start to explain a little bit more about those works of art. So Melanesia includes numerous islands with very distinct languages and cultures that have resulted in very varied artistic expression. Art in Melanesia includes masks, it includes carvings and ceremonial objects, and often these are linked to ancestral worship, as well as social standing and community identity. The traditional weaving of string bags, called bilam, is a significant art form, and it uses intricate techniques as well as patterns to convey cultural meaning. And wood carvings are also very common for totems and canoes, as well as masks for ceremonies and spiritual worship. Extensive trade networks definitely facilitated the exchange of art and cultural practices throughout the islands. Micronesia, it also features many small islands with unique environmental contexts that influence the artistic practice. Navigation charts are also a really big part of Micronesia culture, as these people are renowned for their traveling skills and art that reflects a very deep understanding of the ocean and stars. And Melanesia is the same exact way. Many artistic forms are functional that blend with artistry as well as practicality. Cowrie shells are often used, folks, served as a form of currency as well as the interaction between neighboring regions, leading to a lot of exchanges of artistic styles and practices as well. And from the 19th century onward, European contact began to reshape local art practice, as well as introducing many new materials and techniques while sometimes undermining traditional practices. So when we take a look at some of these works, I have had the opportunity to see a few of them in person. So that Book Mask used to actually be displayed in the Metropolitan Museum of Art. You'll get to take a look at it, made of turtle shell and showing the image of a frigate bird on the top, which I always kind of thought sounded a little bit like a no-no word, frigate. So if you ever need to, spout off, you can always use that instead of some worse options. And then, of course, we're looking at the Mulligan masks that always hold a very special place in my heart. I started teaching at the high school with the AP Art History curriculum back in 2015. I was freshly graduated from college, 22 years old, I think I turned like maybe the week or two before school started, and that was my first time teaching AP Art History. There are 250 works of art, and at the conclusion of that year, I was super happy with my progress, and I went to take a look at the curriculum for next year. And the following year I started going through and I realized my first year, I only taught 249 works of art, not 250. I left out that Mulligan mask entirely, and I will never live that moment down in my own memory. So I always remember the Mulligan mask. I think the displays that they have are absolutely beautiful. The intricate colors that have really deep spiritual meaning really gives us more of an insight into the cultural practices as well as religious and funerary ceremonies that these people are really engaging with. And we get to now study it as an art form. We also have the Wk1 wooden sculptures, which are super interesting, very, very simple, potentially representing deities, and I've always been a huge fan of that. Ambum Stone or Little Baby Echidna and that supplemental work is just so adorable. And a little fun fact, baby echidnas are called puggles, which makes them even cuter. So I hope you all enjoy learning a little bit more about the Melanesia and Micronesian artistic pieces that are coming from those islands, and I will see you all very soon.